Services was established in November 2015 as an ancillary of Nile Petroleum Corporation. Nile Drilling and Services is a joint venture company focused on providing drilling services in South Sudan. We have some tangible assets for our company, and these include cash and cash equivalents, short-term investments, land. We have machineries, which is 2 trucks mounted rigs. There is a base camp that is still under construction, and we have some vehicles. Also, our headquarters, as most of you know, is located in Juba. Our mission, and it consists also of 4 points, as you can see here. Point number 1 is we guarantee our value for our partners through excellence and innovation. Point number 2, we are committed to conducting our business fairly, honestly, and responsibly. Point number 3, we guarantee compliance with all environmental and governmental or government regulations. Point number 4 is providing a fair return on investment and create ongoing career opportunities for our workers. These are our core values. In order to carry out the business, you need to have some core values to do your work in a good way. One of them, we do our work in a professional way, so professionalism is necessary. Number 2 is client value. We do value people we deal with, people that give us contracts in order to get a work. Also, we are committed to carry out our work in a good way. So whenever we take a contract, we are committed to execute that contract. Teamwork, so nobody can stand alone. We work as a team in order to get our work done. Social responsibility, we also do care about communities, and we have a moral obligation to serve them also. Flexibility and adaptability, this is another core values. We do our business in a flexible way, and we are adaptable to any changes. Key strategies. We have set about 3 strategies to execute the business that we do. Number 1 is strengthening the client base through the provision of excellence and service innovation. So we are focusing on our clients to do the work in a very good way so that they are satisfied with what we offer to them. Point number 2 is strategic relations. We are looking into creating a strong and strategic relations with government, international oil companies, hosting communities, and manufacturers. So strategic communities is very important also in executing our business. Capacity building. We are looking also to enhance the capacity of our local oil companies so that they become better in offering services in oil and gas sector. This is a timeline summary starting from 2015 when Nile Drilling was established up to 2019. So these are some of the activities or business activities that we have executed. 2015 was the establishment. 2016, we got our first contract, which is manpower supply, and we executed that contract. We have people still doing manpower up to date. 2017, we executed provision of line pipe and bulk cartridge supply project to Dar Petroleum Operating Company. So this one was also executed successfully, and our customer or our client was satisfied with that. 2018, we were able to get 2 service rigs. One is 650 horsepower. The other one is 450 from Sudan, our neighbor country. We mobilized them to Paluj oil field. We also executed this one successfully. 2019, we have some business perspective going on. So one of them is a depot contract for line pipe supply to Malud Basin project. This one is in progress right now. We also have a depot contract for service rig workover in block 3 and 7. And this contract was extended this year in May so that we will start executing it. We have a number of tenders also. Some of them are still under evaluation with depot.
Historical reason, this pyramid was targeted by Nile Petroleum Corporation to own it through depot. And then I didn't know what was going on, but Dr. Schul told me that we are going to get this building. But apart from that, you had to start communication and negotiation with Anseba Group. So this is where I got Marawi, I got Abraham, I got Malok. We were discussing since that time. So we targeted Anseba for almost 2 years. We had been negotiating with them. And Dr. Schol gave me tasks with a team of Nile Petroleum Corporation that we had to look for other shortcomings to get rig from Sudan, because this is our core business. And we made it within 2018. We made it successfully, and we got a very strong support when Honorable Mayan Wall was appointed as Under Secretary of Ministry of Petroleum. When he came to our office for the first time, he said, "I like this business. You try to tighten your belt." He encouraged all of us, the team of Nile Drilling. And then when he was become Under Secretary, he took off with Dr. Schol. And that is with effort of Mulana Bayan Dr. Schol, we made it to open even the peace agreement of South Sudan that has been made. It is this rig opened the line between Sudan and South Sudan. And I believe the Honorable President of the Republic and former Bashir, they already knew about this rig. Everybody in South Sudan knows that rig opens the border. And we built a very strong partnership with National Upstream Solution and with the team of Minister of Petroleum. We are expecting Honorable Minister Awo Daniel would have been with us. And also we are expecting Caesar Olia should have been with us, because we had to remember history. Caesar was the first managing director of this Nile Drilling and Services. When I took it, I registered it, but he was the one made the feasibility studies. And if you go to China, you will get his picture pictured in China on this. So what I want to say, this is a starting point between us and Anseba Group, and we believe that not because Anseba is very strong, and that is why we are targeted. No, it is the ethics, because Anseba representing 2 characters. One is a local company registered in South Sudan, and also an international company operating in 21 countries. So if we want to make ourselves to be very strong all over the world, we should have to be reflecting to local content, so South Sudan and also international. We can be able to be making friends, making business-wise all over the world. So this is the most part that we believe that this signing of agreement is going to move Nile Drilling and Nile Petroleum Corporation and other subsidiaries of Nile Petroleum also will join up, because we are going to create a forum where we will share business-wise. Maybe something I cannot provide, CIPET can provide it, Nile Delta can provide, Nile Orange can bring it, Nile Data can bring it. Whatever subsidiaries that are going to work under Nile Petroleum Corporation, we will be able to do the one business and target it. Thank you very much.
Gathering today here to witness a very good, it's a milestone in the business of Nile Petroleum Corporation. And the managing director, as we have heard from even from the president, we were working for this for a long, long time. And now, today we are witnessing the success we have done. What is remain is the way from here, the way forward. What are we going to do to achieve the real success? We are bringing in, as the president said, drilling and services. We are bringing in a company that has local content and international business. What I know myself is that in South Sudan you are doing a different business, not what we are doing in the oil sector. But it's a good business you are doing. Now you are welcome to join hands with Nile in drilling for oil. Sector. So I'm expecting that we will drill this good food I enjoyed here, and we will drill something good, even better than that. So you are welcome on board as chairman of the board of directors. I will be helping you. We will work together, share ideas, and then and the success at the same time. On behalf of the Petroleum Authority, I would like to commend Nile Drilling and their partners, and also the Nile Petroleum Corporation for this success and this milestone in opening the gates for the subsidiaries of our national oil company to go out and also to make agreement. At least for us, we'll commend this milestone as the very successful milestone and should continue the way it is. I would like to share some experience from the international oil companies that they grow out of agreement, a partnership with some other companies. For this particular event, I would commend that the successful agreement of the Nile Drilling with the ANSEPA is actually enriching and strengthening the Nile Petroleum Corporation as well Nile Drilling, because ANSEPA will come with the capital, and also Nile Drilling and Nile Petroleum Corporation is sharing with the asset and our facilities and the oil shares of the Nile Petroleum Corporation is actually very big asset for subsidiaries of NilePet to benefit from this asset. And we in the Ministry of Petroleum and in the Petroleum Authority in particular, we are very supportive and will be supportive to NilePet as well to the subsidiaries of NilePet in such event. I will not take long. I would like also to give a vote of thanks for all the subsidiaries of NilePet to continue with the same path in these success stories. Thank you very much.
It's been exactly 14 years since the group steps in this beautiful country. We came and we established a company in 2005, exactly after the CPA. And the group is based in Dubai. Of course, as we all know, we started with Juba Grand Hotel in South Sudan. This is in early 2006. But we are quite diversified in 21 countries, mainly Angola. Of course, we are dealing in different sectors. Oil, of course, this is the first experience of the group, but we are well diversified in trading, manufacturing, agriculture, hospitality, catering, ship handling, and other sectors. So this is our first experience as a group also. As it was mentioned before, this Nile drilling we was discussing for the last 2 years. Of course, it was because when we started, we was laymen, even we know nothing about drilling. Of course, we are dealing in the oil fields in different sectors, in construction and catering as well. But we never heard of drilling. It was quite different, of course, for us. But with the help of the engineers in Nile drilling, in NilePet, of course, Brother Chol was supporting also. And we try to see if there is possibility for us to invest in this sector. And of course, the chairman was also supportive. And we reached to this level. So I hope things will go well in the future. Of course, we are trying our best level also to upgrade the standard in all sectors which we are coming. Of course, you have seen the pyramid is one of our assets or our building which we opened last year. Pyramid Continental is also an example or an image of the group, which we are not here for a short period. We are here for longer. We came just to show that this is our home. And we want to see also the same in the oil sector with Nile drilling. We want to see Nile drilling become a pioneer of these oil sectors. And with the help of the government, of course, the ministry in particular, we will make sure that we will achieve all what the mission and the strategies which engineer was presenting us, and we will see. Hopefully next year we'll celebrate 1 year within drilling. So on behalf of the chairman, our chairman group, Mr. Yamane Berhe, he's here with our CFO, Munesh Eshbat from Dubai, to witness also this ceremony. And I thank you all and have a good evening. Thank you. Today marks a very important day for Nile Drilling, but also Nile Petroleum Corporation, as we come together to celebrate this event. There is a lot of history and efforts that were exerted for us to sit here today. As you've heard Nile Drilling was incepted in 2015 and has never taken off until recently. We started with Kerwi Group, which is a Chinese company, with 10% for Kerwi and 90% for Nile Petroleum Corporation. But then in 2017, we were joined by a company called Triton from the Bahamas, which took around 30% of equity in Nile Drilling. However, we called this equity and that partnership off as soon as I became the MD of NilePet, basically because our partner from the Bahamas was not that serious. So we had to call for an extraordinary board meeting, and we terminated the partnership. So we removed Triton. And my advice has always been to Nile Drilling that look for serious investors. And it has always been the case that whenever we have an event and whenever we meet with new investors, we always tell them go to Nile Drilling. And I always tell Comrade Boring, have you met so-and-so? And so this is how we pushed Nile Drilling to Anseba. So as soon as I became the MD of NilePet, and thanks to third company, Comrade Malok Bol has done a great job. He's a true nationalist that has always have had our back as Nile Petroleum Corporation, trying what he can to sell NilePet in a good way to investors. And so when we came here some 2 years ago, as we were trying to purchase this building and then give it to Dar to rent so that we put it on investment, we instructed Boldring to find the owners of Anseba and this building and do business with them. And our philosophy was that if someone is able to put in place such a building, then he's here to stay. And therefore, he must be looking for other businesses. That is why when this issue of base camp came up, I told Boring, again, go to Anseba, because Anseba will be in a position to help you if this business is making sense. And so they moved together, and now they're putting in place a base camp in Paloj, which will be used not only by Nile Drilling and its engineers, but even other companies are going to help in this regard. And I did the same thing also by advising Nile Drilling to go to a very serious architectural and engineering company that is also South Sudanese, and that is Suda Arc, represented here by my colleague, Engineer Natali, and my colleague, Engineer Agwek. And they did the design and moved together with Nile Drilling. So you can see that we are always trying to look for solutions within South Sudan. We want actually to disqualify this narrative that we don't have people that can do the work here in South Sudan. That is not true. We have well-qualified and knowledgeable South Sudanese that can do anything from design to commissioning. And so we can't thank Brother Yamani enough and Merawi for standing behind Nile Drilling to not only offer finances on loan basis, but even to take an equity in Nile Drilling and become a partner in drilling. I'm quite sure that with them now moving to drilling, some other contracts will come aboard. Not to mention the hospitality, where a lot of people will come to the base camp and rent rooms. They will provide also well-class food. And so not too long from now, they will also take all the catering in Dar and in Paloj. Not because we want to give it to them just like that, but you have seen the food in Pyramid. And if it is taken to the field, I think all our engineers will no longer go to zero. They will eat in-house. We can't thank Maulana Mayan Wall enough for his unwavering support, not only to Nile-based subsidiaries, but also Nile drilling, and specifically this issue of rigs would have not materialized without his direct support. When we opted for this issue of rigs, a lot of people thought it is impossible. And the first that disqualified this issue was our very partner, Kerewi, because they said, if you don't want to buy from us, you'll not get any rig. And they told us that they can bring us a second-hand rig from either Algeria or Iraq. And we said, nope, we don't want South Sudan to be a dumping ground for used materials. We want brand new rigs, and that's exactly what we did. We went to Sudan, we got these 2 rigs from NUS. Maulana Mayan was there to provide all the guarantees that were needed, and he was taking the documents himself to Minister of Finance so that guarantees are provided by Minister of Finance. And so we took it as a national issue that in order for us to take over, the core business of NIPET has to be addressed by venturing into drilling services. And there we did it. When Boring came and told me that Chinese are actually asking us to let go this contract for line pipe, I said, we can do it. There's no reason why we should say we cannot do it. Again, I directed him to another company, and they were able to pay this money to the Chinese company that was specifically named by Dar, because they actually wanted the other companies not to have access. Through other company, we actually have access, and we paid money. The first line pipe was delivered. The second one now is going to be delivered. And we put that challenge forward, and we have executed it. And so Nile drilling is moving in a very steady manner, and not too long from now, they will take also other contracts. Let me take this opportunity to remind all Nile Petroleum joint ventures that what I told you is still holding in place. Any joint venture that is not self-sufficient by the end of this year will be dissolved. Thank you so much.
We want Nile Pet to be a giant company like others, like CNPC, like Petronas, like Qataria, big oil company. And it is through Nile drilling, when he was telling me that we can realize this Nile Pet to be a giant oil company in the country, South Sudan. So after a few months, I was then made an undersecretary. And immediately I said, Alhamdulillah, now that I am. And just a few days later, he brought a letter from Depot. And that letter was saying, you are not going to be given a contract because you are not able to do all this. I say, no, it's going to happen. What is needed? Then he told me, we need to have a guarantee, a crude oil as a backup for this deal, which was purchase of 2 rigs to be brought in. Immediately I took the papers. In fact, he was saying the truth. I took the paper myself to the Minister of Finance and explained to him how important was this business is. And the Minister of Finance, kindly enough, was able to approve. And that's how the 2 rigs came to here. Today, a new blood is coming to Nile drilling. Because Nseba is coming with the chairs. And that will mean new ideas, some money coming to there, some blood coming into this company. So we are succeeding, and that's why I'm saying Mabruk. So I would like to recommend to Ensever Group that please come with the new ideas. Don't leave Bolring, don't leave even us, don't leave Dr. Scholl alone. If you have ideas that will make this company great, please share them. You go to him first. If he doesn't come to him, if he doesn't come to me in the ministry, and we will back you up to make sure that this company is very strong. Also money. If you have any way of getting funding, because one of the difficulties we have discovered is the issue of funding. We'd like you to find funds. Find funds, and we are ready in the ministry to back with the crude. There's no problem about that. If you get funding, they will be very high tomorrow. So if there are difficulty finding funding, have been trying here with some banks and all these difficulties, the sanction and all the rest of the things being said against us. But I know with your coming and your experience and your new blood, you will be able to go around to be able to find not only the chairs, but also any needed funding, which you have been doing before, such that they succeed. And as I said, the Ministry of Petroleum will be there to back whatever you are getting to make them work. We'll back it up with the crude immediately. I will write an award if that is needed, such that Nile drilling becoming strong, and as a result also Nile Pad become a giant, because that is my aim. Bolring, this is a big challenge. It's a very big challenge, and I want you to be smart. It's not easy. It's not easy sometimes to get contracts in the oil field, and you know it very well. But be smart. Be smart, because you have a backing. You have a backing. Go around, check, see things, find out if there are difficulties there, find them, and come to us with information. And then from there, you know what you will do. But if you don't do it like that, and you sit in your office with your staff, and you don't go on the ground there to know, have information that will be able to use to help you, you will fail. So I need you to be strong in that. Be smart, get your people. All these people are working in all these GOCs are your staff of Nile Pad. How comes that you are not getting information? How comes that you are not getting an information relating to a tender of sort coming tomorrow, next tomorrow, and all these kind of things? You have to get it from them. Check with those staff if they are, if they behave very badly, because if they happen to be part of the other, tell him. They will be returned back to Nile Pad. Tell them you are there for two things. One, for your money, the salary, but also our ambassador. Tell them this. And let them be very sure to give you whatever information you need. Because without information, there's no way we can assist you completely. You can come late with something that we cannot handle after it has already gone, because you don't have information. I want you to be smart, and if you are smart with the new blood here and the new ideas from this, you will succeed. And if you succeed, Nile Pad will become giant, and we in the ministry become very happy. Thank you.